Hey guys, what's going on? Okay, so we are live. I'm just gonna kind of wait for my girly to come in, but just to give you guys an idea of what we're talking about, it's 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so I don't know what time it is by you guys, but we have Australian Melbourne blogger that's coming in, and it's 10 o'clock her time in Australia. So this was like kind of the only happy medium time for us to get on. So I hope you guys are also in your PJs like I am. I think I literally took off all my makeup and I totally didn't even realize that I probably should put on some makeup right now. But anyways, so what time zone is everybody else in currently right now? So like I said, what time is it? 9 o'clock here. Okay. So I have a request. I'm putting her in now. You could see her coming in. So again, she is in Australia right now. So it's 10 o'clock that time. Hi.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. What a transformation we have from when we spoke earlier.
I
So
know.
I just told everybody. So it's 10 o'clock your time?
12 o'clock,
12
midday.
o'clock. Okay, 12 o'clock your time. And everybody's just kind of like writing in where they're at and what time it is too.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so it's probably pretty late for most of my people. And I can imagine for your people, it's like perfect timing, right in the middle of the
Every
day.
time. But
Yeah.
like it's swapping gauge times.
I know. You guys, me and this girl, we have been trying to do a live for months now to talk, literally. But it's like
Like so long.
it's the perfect scenario for you and I to like finally
Yeah.
jump on a live and
We
to
are
be
doing it.
home and not travel.
I know. Finally, like it's actually so refreshing to be just at home and relaxing. And we're going to teach you guys some tips on how you guys can be working on your business too in this time.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a few questions of people just coming in and out. So you guys, if you have questions, make sure that you see the little question mark at the bottom to clue in what you want to ask us, because the questions are going to just start coming up and we may not see them if we're in the middle of a thought process. But a lot of people are asking, are your salons open or closed? And me and you kind of talked a little bit earlier, and they're starting to close salons here.
Yeah.
That, that's just kind of like a big thing right now. And a lot of people are kind of like concerned with like their clientele. And my biggest advice for right now is do not be text messaging your clients to move their appointments. I would be jumping on the phone with them just for them to kind of like hear, like, hey, like we're in this together. Like, how are you? Right? Would you agree?
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
totally agree. I think making that personalized contact with your clients right now is super important. They need your support more than anyone as well. And just, to let them know that you're there, exactly what's happening. Just keeping them informed is so important as well. I know here in Australia, salons haven't been locked down as yet. I mean, I'm not here to give advice about that at all, but currently they are still open. But whether salons are opening, I guess that's totally up to the owners as well. So it's such a big thing here. Like if you go onto any Instagram for any of the Australian hairdressers right now, it's probably like what you're seeing them talk about. I know quite a lot of them have stayed open, but then I've also seen a major majority of them still staying closed because I guess it's just personal preference of what you do for you and your team.
Yeah, totally. And also, you and I were talking a little bit earlier, and just like what to do to like have productivity, like in what is kind of going on right now. And her and I both agree that like we need to be logical right now and not emotional, because emotions are not going to take us anywhere. We need to figure out like how we can start like utilizing this time to come back like better than ever right now and
I
not
agree.
hone in on it. So if you have some tips for that.
Yeah, like we were talking earlier, like I guess, you know, with businesses in general, like both myself and Olivia both teach social media for salons. And I think, you know, we have such an awesome free platform that we can use to help market our business. So I think now in this downtime, you know, it is a sad time for many businesses, totally sad. But I guess, you know, we can spend the time planning for the future, planning our strategies, planning like for, you know, marketing our business in the future and keeping ourselves busy. I think if you're keeping yourself busy and not just sitting there dwelling on the situation, I think, you know, any mindset, it helps so much to keep busy and working on your business and feel inspired as well. I know, you know, so many types of businesses are suffering. Some might be suffering worse than yours, but I think, you know, keeping yourself inspired, keeping connected with your hair community, because we are all in this together, 100%. We are all in the same boat. It doesn't matter what country you live in right now, we are all in the same boat. So why don't we connect and stay together and spend time building each other up? I know someone just wrote that as well. Like, this is the perfect opportunity to create community online. And, you know, if you are feeling sad or feeling a bit down, reach out to somebody. Like, I've said it so many times online right now, like, and even in a post I did just over the weekend, I think it was, like, reach out to me. If you're feeling upset or sad or you need to vent, reach out to me. Like, I've had so many stories from so many people, some really good, some really bad. And, you know, like, I broke down in tears yesterday because I feel so emotionally like attached to my community that I feel like they're my friends. Like, I might not have ever met you before, but you feel like my friend, you know? That's how I feel anyway.
I put my phone number on the internet yesterday, which was probably one of the most scary things. And I have gotten so many messages from people online that I've talked to, maybe that I've met in my classes, and they're just asking advice. And I'll be honest with you, yes, I have gotten advice through direct, or asked for questions through direct messages and through lives and stuff like that. These questions are so different. They're so specific to like an individual's need about like what they need right now. So if you guys, I will actually post the phone number in the comment section so you guys could have it to reach out to me. And, you know, just everything that I've seen right now, I've never felt so connected than what I do right now, because everybody is such in a vulnerable state, but we're all trying to be positive. Like, that's the one thing that I'm starting to see. Like, if you're freaking out, like, you need a friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, to just calm you down. And like, you need to realize that this is going to pass. This is not forever. You know what I'm saying? They're asking what's your social media on here. So you could just post your Instagram handle on there.
I'll put it in the comments here.
Yeah. And then if you could just post mine on there too.
Yeah. Mine is Melbourne Hair Blogger. So I'm in Australia. And I also have another one, Social Salon School, which is my social media training. And I think the beauty with me and Olivia, the reason why we connected is we both teach social media. Like, we both teach it to a similar thing. Mine's in Australia, you're in the US, but from doing this, we've even been able to connect as well. And I think, you know, my theory is, you know, it's community over competition. Like, and we even give each other social media tips as well. Like, we were just talking before, you know, like this, you can literally video call your clients through your DMs in the same way you can go live with people on Instagram. Like, we were talking like totally other sides of the world. But in your DMs, you'll see like the little video icon. If you click that, you can literally video call a client. Like we were saying, like how you can call a client. Why don't you video call your clients and have that face-to-face connection with them, just to make sure that they feel secure as well? And seeing a familiar face is what people need right now, especially when you can't connect through social distancing. This is a great way to stay social and see faces. Like, even one of my friends lives like 5 minutes away from me, and I video called her just before, because normally I would just pop over to her house for a coffee, and we can't do that right now. So I just literally sent her a video call, And it was so nice just to see her face. So imagine your clients, like your clients need to see your face too. So video call your
Oh my
clients.
God, yes. I wanted to post like a picture, literally, of just like groups of friends, because I can only imagine after this how genuinely connected, like, absent script makes the heart grow fonder. Like, it's going to be the same thing. I'm going to feel more connected to my clients, same thing for me, my friends, my family. Like, when we can all be together, like, nobody's going to take advantage of that anymore. Like, or take it for granted, excuse me, anymore. It's going to be like,
Yeah.
wow, like this is just such a healing right now, like with amongst all the chaos, like we have to look at like the silver lining in everything that's going on.
I totally think that. And, the beauty with that little feature on Instagram too is if your client is struggling, not being able to, say, get their hair done because you're not open for them to have their hair done, but there's something going on maybe with like their scalp, they might have a dry scalp, like they could visually show you what is going on with their hair, and then you can give them step-by-step, guide on, how they can manage that situation without actually having to come and visit you. And you still have that connection with your customer. They might even go, oh, you know what, I'm going out tonight. You might have free time. You're like, you know what, I'm going to quickly just show you like how you could curl that bit of your hair yourself. Just little things like that. You might even go live on Instagram to show your clients like a tutorial or something like that, and stay connected with your community. Like, clients need to see you. Like, through this time, they'll start forgetting about you if you're not showing up.
It's
and
so
that's
true.
The thing now. Like, their mind is in other places, but they're on social media every single day trying to keep connected. But if they see their hairdresser pop up, you're still going to be front of their mind when it comes, even if it is in 6 months' time when business goes back to normal, or it could even be longer. Like, we just don't know. Like, if they see that face, they will feel so much more connected.
And there are so many other ways now for us to like really even stream side hustle income. So like one of the things that a lot of people have been recommending is actually like shipping products. Like if you can't go to their door to door and stuff, like actually shipping products. So there are some clients that I've done that for, because I'm holding a lot of inventory at the salon when it comes to products, and I would love to be able to still have them purchase from me. You know what I'm saying? And they still want to support me in all of this. It has forced us all to slow down a bit and spend my time doing things that you don't usually have time for. There are so many things that I have gotten done because now I'm not traveling every single weekend. And actually listen, I don't know about you, but just this week, I'm like, I could get used to this.
Yeah.
We work so hard, and that's the one thing, too. What is the one thing everybody says in all of these classes? Olivia, I don't have time for this. Now is the time to plan a strategy of how you're going to continue to come back bigger and better after this.
Totally right. And I think, a lot of people, one, they say that to me as well, but they say, I'm not confident enough to do that. Like, this is the perfect time to start building confidence. Like, 12 months ago, I was still really scared to go live, but now I've just built the confidence. Like, even though I teach social media, I still have those fears, but you just get over it. And, creating connection like this, you might even go live with a friend or someone that you feel comfortable talking with on social media to build up your confidence, because that's what I did. Started going live with other people, and then when I went live on my own, it felt so much more easier because I was so used to it.
It is a little scary going live by yourself.
It's so scary.
But what you guys need to consider when you're live, it's not necessarily the people that are on in that moment. You have to realize it plays for 24 hours. So don't say like, okay, I'm just waiting for people to come in now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, be purposeful. When you're going live, if there's something you want to share, you want to talk about, like, just maybe say like one or two things, wait for engagement if it comes in, and just kind of just keep talking. You just have to keep talking. That's the thing. Yeah. Because you're going to lose people otherwise. Paul just said the silver lining for me is building a habit of now making social media a bigger part of my life. That is awesome, Paul.
I love that. That's such a good one. I totally think so. I think there's a question for you. Are you in a home salon?
This is actually my studio that I film out of. So that's my purse over there. That's my studio. And then that's the view of outside. You can kind of see a little bit of the building, but this is where I film a lot of my Instagram content. I do not take clients here though, but I do models here. And I have a lot of upcoming Facebook Lives with Joico, and I'm not going to be doing them on models. They're actually sending me like 6 mannequin heads, and that's what I'm going to be doing it on now. So they have them on Cosmoprof and on Behind the Chair. So that'll be coming.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. I actually don't, if anyone wants to know, I actually don't take on any clients anymore. I stopped working in the salon coming up. It'll be 3 years this year. When I became a mum, we were talking earlier, like I just didn't go back to working in the salon because I've got a kid that hates sleeping. So working in a salon and having no sleep, like for me, I just couldn't do it. That's why I went into doing social media education, because here in Australia, it was something that wasn't really done and it was so needed. And I think that's, you know, I love it so much because it makes me feel really inspired. Yes. And I think, you know, through this time, if I can share my knowledge with you, like I'm so happy to do so. Like for me, sharing a tip, like I'm not in this to make money. I'm in here to inspire people and, you know, make people feel good. And, you know, they might be having a really hard time in their business. And if I can just share something with you, like that makes me so happy. You know, that's my mindset. That's why I do what I do. That's the reason I do hairdressing as well, because I love it, you know?
And I think even more so now, coming from this, like people are going to be like, oh my God, I need to put my hands in some hair or I'm going to die. Like, yeah, I think that with Draw, like everyone is going to like, I mean, one of our guys, Paul, he's been sending us like his Barbies and it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. And he's like cutting them and oh my God, it's like a skit. It's hilarious. But like, that's the thing. Like everyone is like, you know what? I can't wait to get back to that because again, I didn't know what I had at that moment. This is the perfect time, guys, to take online education. Go do something that you've been meaning to do. There is so much free stuff. There may be some paid stuff. I just paid for a class to learn how to do the air touch technique. It was $20. Like, I'm like, you know what? This is where I'm going to start learning. I'm trying to read again. Like, I loved reading, but now that I have this goldfish mind, like, I don't have patience for it anymore. But, like, now that I do have that extra, like, thought process, that's where I'm like, you know what, I need to get back into it. And exercising, too.
Yeah, that's a big thing. I think for me, I really want to start exercising. Like, literally, you probably heard my partner leaving the house. He's just popping to his cousin's house to pick up all of his gym equipment to bring here. And we're going to transform our garage into a gym, which is really cool because I had to cancel because all the gyms in Australia now have been locked down. So I had to cancel my gym membership. So we're literally setting up our gym today. So I think that's really good as well. Keep moving your body, keep your mind process like going, and you know, do as much free online education as possible. Like I'm doing a free Facebook class tomorrow for an hour at 9 a.m. So if you guys want to join in that, please join in. I'm going to be sharing, I think 4 really, really valuable, probably like my best valuable social media tips I can give you, just so you guys can start marketing yourself. It might not be now, it might be in a month, it might be in 2 months' time, but they're just steps that you can start implementing just to start feeling inspired again. You know, customers in general might not as well have money to spend with you right now. But who knows, in months to come, they might, but you still have to start that planning. You can't just have the mindset that no one will buy from you right now, because that's not for everybody. And I know in Australia right now, so many people just overnight got laid off their jobs because cafes, bars, restaurants, pubs, like they've all lost their jobs. And I know, like, I don't know what the welfare system is in the US, but ours is called Centrelink. And they were just saying, like, there was thousands of people lining up at the front of Centrelink this morning, which is like our welfare payments that you can get. And the government, like our government actually has it laid out like quite a bit to support people, like families and, you know, unemployed people and that kind of stuff now. But, you know, that's now, like in 6 months time, that could be so, so different. You know, and now is the opportunity as well to start advertising for staff if you can afford it.
Totally.
You know, there are so many people looking for jobs right now. So if you can upskill someone, if you can train someone, like I don't think there is ever a time in your life where you can't become an apprentice. Like, I don't know if one of my girlfriends has joined in, but one of my girlfriends from, you know, even primary school and high school, like elementary school for you guys, she was in a total different career. And then when she like was in her late 20s, she started a hairdressing apprenticeship. Like, there's no reason why you can't start upskilling people and create new jobs for people as well, because I love this industry so much. Like, I think anyone that is not in this industry should be in this industry.
And somebody just wrote up here, let me go back up. Georgie, what is your biggest advice for new stylists in building? Exactly what she just said. Apprenticing, shadowing, like go get it. Go to the person that you find the most inspirational in your area and say, listen, I will make foils for you. Let me just watch you. Let me just watch you and absorb from you. And putting yourself out on the line, people really like appreciate that. And it makes them feel good. They're like, wow, I'm like kind of doing something good. And hopefully they say yes. And if they don't, you move on to the next person you're inspired by. But keep asking. Keep asking. And the girl that has been working with me, she's been working with me for 3 years. And I finally just had a new assistant come into my life. And guess what? She's a hairstylist at a salon, and she wants to work with me because she's smart. She knows that whatever job she's going to work with me, it's not just a job. It's all about business. It's all about working with brands, social media. It's so much more than folding towels. Like, that's not what this job is about. So for you guys, like, to stay focused and to stay inspired and to take your education, and when all this stuff clears up, because it is going to, make sure you're reaching out to those people and you're just signing on the mark to say, hey, I want to work with you. How do we make this happen? And even the hairstylist in your salon. Like, if you're currently in a salon, go shadow one of the other hairstylists during the day. There's so many, there's a lot of my people in here, Paul, everybody. I'm like, come to me. Let me help you. And once all of this settles, right, make sure that you guys, if you're trying to get your clients in, make sure that you could do like the brunt of the work, because, you know, we're going to be backed up, right? Make sure you do the brunt of the work when it comes to like coloring and toning and stuff like that. But if there's a newer hairstylist, refer those blow dries off to them. If you have a nail shop, make sure you're giving them business. Make sure you're keeping the business inside of the salon, so that collaboration of your clients, their clients, it just keeps the community going like this, especially inside of the salon.
100% agree on that. Like, I couldn't agree more. One of the best tips I actually learned was, if I had like a cancellation or I had a gap in my appointment books, like when I worked in the salon, I would literally, like, I was just as senior as the other people, I would go and pass up the foils for them. So maybe I could learn something new, or there might be a technique that they do, or a foiling technique that they do, or, you know, things like that. You can learn education in your salon, just making use of your time. Instead of going, you know, and maybe like I'm going to go rearrange the products on the shelf. Go and stand next to that stylist and ask if they need tint mixed up, if they need help with the foiling. Do they need you to start putting on the tint? Do they need just help in general? Because you will start learning. Like, there is so much, like, right now you might not be able to afford education, but learning education in your salon is so important. It doesn't cost anything. You work there, you create community, and also your staff know that you're working as a team. Like, team is so important when it comes to creating a salon culture.
Yes, it helps that camaraderie with everyone who is involved. And like right now, I didn't even realize it, but like Facebook is actually the biggest asset right now that I've seen for education. Because if you go back to all their lives on Modern, Behind the Chair, Cosmoprof, Salon Centric, like all of these companies like have the most incredible like tutorials from some of the biggest influencers like in the industry, some of the biggest brands. And guess what? They want you, so the brands are paying the influencers to put it on these outlets. Okay, so it's the good stuff. It's the juice, right? Like that is everything. So that's where you guys need to be looking for your source. of information.
Totally. There is
Yeah.
so much incredible value out there that doesn't cost you a cent. Like, you just have to look for it. Make use of this downtime to upskill and educate yourself, and do your research of where these videos are that you can find. Even like, there's a few Australian hairdressers that are incredible at hair cutting. Go and watch them. I think like Adam Charter is an Australian hairdresser. He has a free YouTube channel and he's done the most incredible cutters, and it's all free on there. Like, go and watch that. Like, it's amazing.
And you know what else we're forgetting to mention is podcasts. Okay, so
Yes.
like I have my OMG Artistry podcast. Gina Bianca has her podcast. Hairdistry, Hair Love Retreats podcast. Oh, I mean, like, the list goes
You
on
guys
and on.
haven't followed Color Christina is an Australian hairdresser that's a friend of mine. She's just launched like this amazing podcast as well. She talks about all sorts of topics, even off hair. So there are so many that you can listen to. Like your podcast, I think that was one of the reasons we connected, was because I shared your podcast on my Instagram story, like last year.
That makes me so happy. You know, podcasts are in everything that I've ever done, beginning from YouTube to Facebook to Instagram and beyond. Podcasts are the longest process to do, that is the most rewarding. Like, it literally takes me forever to edit them, to film them. I mean, and I'm talking for like an hour straight. So you know how that is, just being on stage talking an hour straight. Like, it really does take a lot out of you. But people weren't even talking about my Instagram anymore when I was doing them. They were like, your podcast, your podcast, your podcast. I talk about you're either networking or not working, your business, and like how to identify like personalities based upon like how you do business, and how, I mean, I'll get there. I will get there.
Podcasts are the best. Like, I listen to podcasts when I'm exercising, when I'm walking, when I'm in the car, when I'm doing all sorts of things. Even sometimes like when I'm working on like projects at home, like today I'm working like on my website. I'm like creating a program. I'm creating worksheets for my live tomorrow. Like, I'm doing all this stuff, and I'll have a podcast on in the background because it makes me feel inspired. When I have the TV on right now, like when I have the television on, what's on the television right now? Like, I can't watch it because it's all I'm hearing about, and listening to that while I'm working doesn't make me motivated, right?
Yes.
I'll sit there and watch because I want to stay updated, but then I get sidetracked with everything that's happening. So in this time, stay up to date with everything that's happening, but listen to things that inspire you. Otherwise you will burn out. Like, you will burn out like no tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. So having that mindset of positivity in your life right now, when there's so much negativity going on, will make you thrive.
Can you guys please send her some hearts for saying that? Louder for the people in the back. Lots of hearts. Please, please. I just had Patricia ask, are you having any classes on OMG Artistry? So I'm actually going to be taking my social media class digital, because I've had 8 events in like 24 hours last week, all rescheduled to the end of the year. But people want the information now more than ever. So, and on my website, I have a video on how to film Instagram videos for hairstylists and how to edit it. So I have that on my website. Actually, with that being said, for anyone on here, shoot me over your email address and I'll send it to you too. I have like websites of just like articles that have been written that have information and links, podcasts, where you guys can find free education. I mean, we did a live the other day that was really good, talking more like core stuff about what's going on, stuff that we don't really want to get into, but there's really good information on there. So you guys could DM me your email address and I can get that over to you after this live is done. But I wanted to just talk about like kind of just like unsubscribing to certain things, you know, unsubscribing to what's going on the TV right now. Okay. Like we know the information, just watch the updates, stay informed. Okay. You don't need to have it on the TV all day long. Also, from a money saving standpoint, I would highly advise you guys like unsubscribing from like a lot of this like impulse purchases. So like fashion stuff, like maybe stuff you really don't need. Okay. Also,
do you know what I unsubscribed to?
What?
Like my TV things, like I had like subscribed to like the Disney Channel and like all those kind of stuff for my son. Yeah. But they're just purchases we don't need right now. I reckon I spend, like, no joke, I spend like $100 a month on apps, and I probably don't even use all of them. So I literally just picked in my settings on my phone in the subscriptions, I just went through there and be like, okay, I actually don't use that. I don't use that, and I don't use that. And I unsubscribe to the ones that I don't use and the ones that are essential for my business right now, because I use them in the background, because maybe like 2 or 3 months ago, I could afford to do that, but right now I can't. So I was like, okay, I don't need that. Even my son, like, I don't know, like childcare right now in Australia is still open for business. And if you don't send your child, you still get charged. But I actually cut my son's days. So I'm like, he's not going now, because until my work picks up, like he can't go. And also for like health and safety for our family too. But like, we went through like a list of things, like with my partner, he is so good at saving money. Like it's incredible. Like I was never a money saver person until I met him. I was living paycheck to paycheck, going out on the weekends, going out for expensive dinners, just like living this luxury life at a hairdresser wage. When I met him, it changed, right? So before I would never think of those things to go, oh yeah, I should unsubscribe for that. Or, you know, when all my classes got cut just recently and got rescheduled, he goes, okay, you have to cancel your gym membership, because one, it's probably not safe to go to the gym right now, and two, like you haven't really gone because we've been away, so that can go. And I called them and like, yep, no worries, we're actually putting pauses on gym memberships currently, like at my particular gym, because of what's happening. So that's not a problem at all. So just calling and asking can just help to save money too.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to go on a trip this past Thursday, and for obvious reasons, we didn't go. But can I tell you how much money that saved us by not going? It was our anniversary. So like we were going to spend a few dollars, you know, going away to the Keys and Isla Mirada. Like it was a thing. And I'm like, damn, I'm so glad we're not going right now, because I just had to reschedule like 2-3 weeks of clients, and that's going to back me up. So it was kind of just like great timing for everything around. Another thing that I actually do is my notifications on my phone, I turn off all my shopping apps now too, because they do that. They pop up on your phone and you're like, ooh, I haven't thought about that in a while. Like I'm going to go and shop, or I'm going to go and browse, because that's another impulse buy as well.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And now is the time to really budget your money and think about the things that are essential and the things that are not essential. You know, and there's a lot of things that are not essential. They were just impulse buys because you needed them at the time, or it sounded good to have that, or I might have used that sometimes, so I still need it there. You know, like even like my music subscription, like I canceled that because I listened to it in the car, and now I'm not going anywhere, so I don't need that. But I can still, you know, I can still buy that later on. But right now, music, I don't need music. I can listen to podcasts if I need to listen to something, you know, like there's so many other things that I can do that will still save money, because I'm a mom. Like at the moment, my partner really is the only one that's working. So we have to be really sensible about this.
Yeah, you're right. If you guys have questions, you could start popping them in. Another thing too is you guys, I mean, if you have clothes and stuff, you can actually sell that stuff on Poshmark. Your shoes, your home, dress in like 5 different outfits that you don't wear and like sell them on Poshmark. You know what I'm saying? Like there's always a way to make money. Like, and it may not have anything to do with your industry, but there's always some sort of like side hustle that can seriously come on right now. It's just something fun too that you could take pictures of. I'm looking at some.
But even feeling inspired, you know, like creating content right now as well, like in this downtime, start creating content, start creating video tutorials. You might not feel like I always say to people in my classes, you might not feel comfortable being in front of the camera, because let's face it, I reckon 80% of people aren't comfortable being in front of the camera. Start recommending the retail that you sell. So when everything opens up and starts back again, people know they need that product. Like, you can create different things. Like, even for me, I've got my top of my head covered because I need to do my grays so bad right now. But brunette dry shampoo, like, I love the Paul Mitchell one. That's like my favorite brunette dry shampoo to use. The reason is it's pigmented and it covers up my grays. So maybe that's something, if you stock something similar, recommend that to your customers. If you can ship it out to them, you know, if your product line lets you ship things out to your customers right now, they're going to be able to touch up their grays without actually having to do their color, or, you know, thinking, oh, I need to do my color, I'm just going to pop to the chemist and grab a color. It's a dry shampoo that you recommend that they're using, you know, so you're giving them tips and tricks of how to get through things, because your 3 to 4 week color clients that come in to have their roots touched up, like me, like I touch up my roots like every 3 to 4 weeks because I'm so gray, and I went gray when I was young, but it's my hair type as well. But those clients are going to be the ones right now that are going to be struggling not to have appointments because they're like, I hate seeing my grays. It makes me feel not good seeing my grays. How can I manage this situation? So recommend products to get them through things. Like,
and my clients that I'm the most worried about right now are my bleach at the root clients.
Oh,
and
yeah.
For all my hairstylists in here, you know what I'm talking about, because after like that 1 week after, you could get banding, and I'm like, stop eating vegetables, don't let your hair grow. I'm just kidding, but I'm serious. I mean, like, who knows at that point of like getting people in. I'm really trying to make sure that, like, I have a priority list. Like, I literally have a priority list of like who I need to get in, like almost like immediately, like as soon as the doors open. My extension clients, those are priorities.
That's a good idea. I was thinking about them last night. Like, I was literally like cooking dinner last night, and I'm thinking about all the different clients that, like, you know, might be really struggling in this time. And I was like, oh my gosh, hair extension clients, like, they're like some of your most loyal customers are your hair extension clients, you know, and they'd be like, oh no, my extensions are falling out.
Trust me, I'm thinking about that. Even my own hair. Oh wait, let me just take a look. All right, this is Olivia in in quarantine. This is Olivia just in Olivia.
This is like me. I just put like brunette dry shampoo in my hair, but you can still see like how translucent my roots are. Like, literally through this area here, I am white, and I've been white there since I was 19. Like, I went gray when I was 9. I'm 33 now, and I went gray when I was 19. But my hair, this is actually all my natural hair, but I've got really thick, frizzy, tight, curly hair that I blow out. But this type of hair, we all know, coarse hair goes gray very quickly. So,
and my hair is so blonde. Like, normally, like, it's very light, but when I have no highlights at my roots at all, my hair is so flat. Like, this is only like 2 days of me not washing it, and I gave myself a decent blow dry. It just goes flat because there's no texture. Can anyone else relate to this right now? Like, by a show of hands in the comments, like, what's your quarantine looking like? So I posted something on my stories. This was probably like over 2 months ago, and I couldn't get in with my nail girl because she was actually in Australia at the time, and I did glitter like right at the root, like right here, and it gives it like a disguise.
I need to do that. I'm
gonna have to do that like in a week from now.
I got shellac. You're gonna die when you see mine. This is so embarrassing. I am so overdue to get shellac, but again, nails for me is a money saving thing, so it's not on the top of our priority list. I've got shellac on my nails right now, and they're so grown out, and this side's like really bad, like it's so like cracked and chipped. So now I'm just like doing this with my hands so no one can see my nails, but they're so bad, and it's a confidence thing for me as well. Like, I love having my nails done, but again, money saving tips, it's not on the top of our priority list. So I'm like, how am I going to get my shellac off myself?
So let's talk a little bit about that. So we were talking about like adding value, right, to our clients. So a few things about us adding value is what I always do at the salon, and I will continue to do this, I will always make sure that I'm providing coffee and water and stuff like that to the clients, and so nice of our owner to actually provide that for the clients as well. So one thing that I do at the salon, me and my assistant, is if I know that every single time that when they come in, they're going to want coffee, I have their coffee ready for them before they walk in the door. And I draw like a little heart. It's like an espresso machine. I draw like a little heart in it. And they just think it's like the cutest thing ever, right?
Yeah.
Also, if you guys have like some towels at the salon, you could just wet them and maybe put some essential oils on it and then like pop them in the microwave. And like maybe as you're mixing up their toner, you could do some sort of like treatment on their hair. Just like little things that cost us like nothing but our time in order for the clients to be like, oh my God, I love Olivia. Like, this is why I will never leave her. This is why, like, you know, I'm going to send her people, like, because this is the service that she provides to everybody else. So
I totally understand that. And you know what? One thing as well, like when I was taking clients, they would always say to me, like, I'm really big on massage. Like my clients get like at least a 5 to 10 minute scalp massage, neck massage, and shoulder massage. Like when I do like just a normal conditioner, because they remember that, and they don't remember having their color done, but they remember the way that you like massage their scalp, or they might have had a headache or that kind of stuff. That's one of my big things that I've been taught since I started hairdressing when I was 14 years old. So like a long time ago. The massage is the most important part. You can do the best hair dry, blow dry, color, but they're going to remember you for that massage that you gave them.
Oh yeah.
So making sure you're giving that to your clients, like when business goes back to normal, making sure that you are up servicing your clients with free little things like that, like an extra 5 minutes just massaging their scalp.
Yes.
Or teaching your you know, emerging stylist or your assistant to do that. Like that will keep your clients coming back to you and referring you to new people just by doing that.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't take much.
And we have a dollar store right next to our salon, which is actually super convenient. But like, they have like really nice bags at like the dollar store. So when they purchase retail, I'm not just like handing them the retail, you know what I'm saying? Oh, just put it in your purse. I'm not doing that. I'm putting it in a bag, and it's like, you know, it's like an experience for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. People always remember how you made them feel. It's not always about the technique. Yes, Sasha, say it like it is. So Lemon Honey Salon is the salon that I work at in Cooper City. So I can see my peeps on here. Love you guys. Yay. So yeah, but like little things like that, I think just improves the all over like aura of it. And again, the clients are going to be so excited when they see us again. And I know I'm going to be so excited when I see my clients again. It's going to be just like that kind of like almost like back to school. Like that's kind of the best way I can explain it. It's going to be back to the salon, and everyone's just going to be like happy and, you know, glad that this has kind of passed. So
yeah. Does anyone have any more questions? This has been so fun. I'm so glad we did this.
I know.
Here we go. How do you know beforehand if you should take your time with a client and give them that experience, or if a client just wants to be in and out? I think you should ask that before you give them a massage. Like when I used to wash hair, I'd be like, okay, I'm just going to give you a massage. Is that okay? And they're like, yeah, no problem. I love that. Or I'll be like, do you have like a sore spot that you don't want me to touch? Or clients straight up, like I know for me, they'll be like, oh, I don't want a scalp massage. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I think all you have to ask is, would you like me to give you a scalp massage? It's just an open-ended question. They'll either say yes or no. Yeah. And then one of the other things I'll say is like, oh, I've never been asked that before. Or there's someone I used to go to never gave me a scalp massage. Like that for me, like, it's like, what? Really?
And you know what they're going to say? They're going to say, is that extra? And then you go, no, it's perfectly free here at OMG Artistry. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they're going to be like, oh my God, hell yeah. And even if they're running 5 minutes later, usually they're like, I'll just take the massage.
Yeah.
That's a great question.
Yeah. Doesn't take, you know what, kindness doesn't cost a thing. Like it does not cost a thing, and it will literally serve you so much better further on by just giving 5 minutes of your time.
Yeah. And just being present and genuinely listening, sometimes we run our show like a factory, right? Now we just have to really like hone in on that client and just be super sympathetic and just making sure that we're talking to them and really relishing in their experiences and not just talking about ourselves. We need to be very, very careful of our language. Can you imagine if every single day your client says to you, oh my God, how are you today? And you're like, oh, I'm exhausted. I haven't ate. I haven't even taken a piss. Like, you know, you keep saying these things over and over and they're like, why do I feel like I'm an inconvenience to you at this point? Instead, you should say, I'm amazing. Anytime anyone asks me how I'm doing, I always say, I'm amazing. I'm so excited to see you. Like, I'm glad you're here, you know, because it creates an aura. And even if your coworkers are saying to you, like, oh my God, Olivia, how's your day going? Like, you could say, like, I just had the most amazing conversation with my client, rather than, I haven't even ate my turkey sandwich yet. You know, like, and you're just like, anxiety out and probably caffeined up. You know?
Yeah, that's what one of my mentors said to me recently. And I was just listening to even something that she said. She was saying, like, your conversation should be like 90% about the client, because in that experience, when your client is sitting in your chair, it's all about them. It's never about you. It's about them. And if you're consistently asking questions about them, like, what retail do you use at home? Like, what are you using? Like, tell me about your hair. And then the conversation is around them. If they ask things about you, like, keep it short. Like, you don't have to tell people all about your life. Like, it's so easy to do so. I'm so guilty of doing that when I worked at a salon. But you need to make sure that the conversation comes back to the client. And so they make sure that they feel really confident and consistently feel good, and you give them that same experience every single time you come in, because that one time that you don't give them that experience is probably the time they don't come back.
So true. There's one question right here. Do your prices reflect the extra time it takes for the massages or other perk? Like, it's free, but do you generally set your prices a bit higher because you do so many different things? Okay, consider this. It will pay for itself. In the end, it will pay for itself, because when you do get the massage, they're probably going to tell their friend about it. And then that friend's going to tell another friend. So, like, the little things that you do, that's just cost of business. It really is. And value for a client is so much more than just the service itself, because they can get service anywhere. And they could probably go to somebody else a lot cheaper than you, too. I don't charge. I'm not cheap. Like, my prices are fair for what my time is worth and my education, the thousands and thousands of dollars and years of experience through education. So I, for one, have to be sure that I'm providing that value based around making that client happy and making her want to come back and tell other people about the experience. So
yeah, totally. I know, like I said, like, it doesn't cost much to give them that extra service. You know, and that's something, like, when I was a manager, and even like throughout my time, like, upskilling, you know, apprentices to wash a certain way, because like where I worked, everyone washed hair the exact same way. So when that client came, they would have that same experience. So if you're a salon owner, train your apprentices or your emerging stylists or your assistants to wash the same way that you wash, and give them massage the same way you give massages. Because the one time that you massage them up here, but you actually don't massage their neck, they remember that and go, oh.
They do remember that.
How come she didn't massage my neck this time? Or one thing I notice that's like a big thing for me is, if I go and get my nails done, sometimes they offer me a drink and sometimes they don't offer me a drink, and sometimes they massage my hands and my arms, and then sometimes they don't. I remember the times that they don't.
I know.
And the times that they do, I take that away with me. Like, I went and got my nails done at a different salon last time, was because I was traveling. I was in Perth in Western Australia a few weeks ago and got my nails done. And when I sat down, the first thing she said to me was, now, would you like bubbles? Would you like a champagne? Would you like white wine? Would you like red wine? Would you like a soft drink? Would you like a cup of tea? I'm like, no nail salon that I've ever been to before has actually offered me that. What did I do? I went on my Instagram and I screenshot it, and 150 people went and clicked on their profile. They didn't follow them. They clicked on the profile. Like, kindness doesn't cost a lot. And when you do those things, people share it on social media. Like,
it's such an Instagrammable moment. You're so right.
Totally. I was like, how cool is this? nails and champagne. And my partner messaged me and he's like, are you done yet? And I was like, no, I'm having a champagne. He was like, what? They offered you champagne? That's really cool. And you know what? It was the most efficient shellac I had ever done. I was in and out in 25 minutes,
Wow.
having a shellac refill. And it was the best shellac I have ever had. It was probably one of the longest lasting, but the service there was incredible. And it was like $25. Like, it was not expensive at all. And like, when we go back there next time, 100% we'll go back.
And also think about this too. You know how I just said, like, it pays for itself in the end? I bet you, your tip will be bigger too. When you start taking care and go that extra, people respect that. Like, you have to go out of your way to get less than 20% for me. But like, I might even tip like 25% on top of what my tip would already be for people that really go out of their way in order to really showcase to me that they value my presence and receiving services from them. Because we like to receive that too. As much as we're in the service industry, like, we still get services. We see what's out there. And so do these people. These people may be getting not just hair done from you, same thing with their nails, their massages, and they know what those experiences look like. So there almost has to be like a cohesion of top of the line. Like, I'm sorry, but you have to be the Ritz. Even if you're not at the Ritz prices, you got to be acting like the Ritz, because that's where you want to get to. That's how you increase your pricing when it comes to haircuts and color and stuff like that, is because you're doing the job where you already want to be at.
Yeah.
So, and also with massage, you don't have to sit there and do it for 10 minutes. There's a way to massage to be efficient within time as well. Yeah. You don't have to go out of your way to like sit there and do it. But like, if you're on a time thing, make sure you kind of just do it, whatever, and then go. Or, I mean, with you as the stylist, go mix up the toner, okay, or whatever you got to do, and have your assistant continue the whatever instead of you just like doing nothing. So those are just like some things that I do at the salon that really kind of helps. Love this, value in all forms. Say that again, baby.
For you guys in the US, like, we actually don't get tips here. So we just get a wage or a commission here. We actually don't get tips on top of our services. So that's a big thing as well. Yeah, like, I've been to the US before, and like, for me, it was like, oh, we have to tip like on top of our restaurant bill, because we don't do that here. It's all included in like the total cost at the end.
That's so bizarre. I guess I never knew that. Well, I've never been to Australia, but
hopefully I'll
get. I know I need to get my ass over.
You know,
there.
Like, me and Olivia have been talking for like some time, and like, because actually this year, like, we're not now because of everything that's happened, but we were going to go to the US at the end of the year, and I was telling Olivia that, and I was like, we have to do a class together. Like, this would be like the most epic social media class if like we did something together, like two people that brainstorm ideas around social media. Like, I think it's so powerful and effective to do that, you know, because clients in Australia and clients in the US are so different. Like, it's such a different type of clientele, and the way that you service people as well is so different, because we don't rely on tips. You guys rely on tips, you know, so it is so different. And I guess that's why from like day one, I was taught really good customer service, because it's included in our wage.
Interesting. That's actually very interesting that you say that. Once this all passes, because I can't even get into like that money, talking about don't expect and rely on tips. We'll talk about that eventually. But like, I'm telling you, I don't want to say anything. Somebody's like, tell me. I don't want to get into that, because it's not the time to talk about like money and knowing your worth and all that shit. Just keep adding value to your clients right now, because we have to make sure that we can keep our clients right now. Okay.
Do you know about the Melbourne Young Mums? Yes, I do. Yeah, that was on free to air TV. Actually, one of the salons that I worked at a little while ago, one of the owners of that, his wife is on that show, which is really cool. And some of those girls are just like local girls. Like, I know a couple of some people I've just known for years that are like, you know, influencer mums that you've even been asked to be on that show. So yes, I do know that show. It's so cool. And it's fun because you know why? You see things like in your local city, like on Netflix, which I love.
That's so funny.
Hey, this live will only go for an hour. You know what? We've already been talking for almost an hour. I could talk
oh my
to
God,
you
it's going to cut
all
us
day.
off. It's going to cut us off in like 6
And we
minutes.
need to save this. You need to save this video so we can like create like
I'm going to have to screen record it because it doesn't save.
Doesn't save?
When you go on mine, when you go live with somebody else, it doesn't give you the option to save it.
Really?
Yeah, unless yours does.
Mine does, but I'll see if I can save it. But otherwise, like when you click the X off it, it should have like the little arrow to like save it with like all the people that have joined.
When I go live by myself, I can save it. But whenever I go live with somebody else, it doesn't give me the option. I'll see it now. But if anything, I can
better screen record it.
Yeah.
This was like, I loved doing this, and like we need to do this at least once a month because I think it's so good to connect with people that just tell you like real stuff and real life situations and things that happen. Because you know, when we had, like, I called Olivia this morning and I was like, you know, these are the things I want to talk about, and these are actually the things that I don't want to talk about, because I don't want this live to be all about all the sad stuff that's happening at the moment. I want to come on here and try and inspire people as much as I can. And, you know, even if this just makes your night or makes your day, like, and just makes you feel that a little bit happier, like that makes me so happy.
Yeah. And this is why I'm so, like, I want to end this like kind of like on a happy, positive note.
Yeah.
I hope for you guys that this has just like really brought some beautiful distractions to your life during what's going on right now. Do not hesitate to reach out to either one of us. If you want to send me your email addresses, I'll send you a few lives of things that are going on right now and just kind of like flood you with some information. But we're about to get kicked off. So
I know. If you guys want to join my Facebook Live tomorrow, because I saw a few people ask where the link was. If you go to my profile, it's in the link in my bio. It's in my closed Facebook group. So just request to join, and I will be there at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, Australia, Melbourne time. But it will be on there for 24 hours. So please feel free to jump on there. I will send you out a free worksheet. I'm just working on it this afternoon, so it might get sent out tonight. So you might get it overnight your time. But it was so nice having me on. Thank you so much for inviting me. I had the best time.
You're the best. I love you so much. All right, guys. Have a good
love you all,
afternoon.
and please stay safe. What's that?
Have a good afternoon. I'll have a good night. You all have a good night. Bye, guys.
Love you all. Bye.
Love you.